Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy, and the channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to go through Twitter, see what people are sharing on social media. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. It's generally related to three different topics: wealth building, commodities, and/or financial topics. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what people are sharing. If you want to follow me, it's at Finance. And if you want to join our community, finding-value.com. We still have that discount coupon code. Special is that coupon code if you want to get 50% off just the first month only, or you can sign up to a yearly membership and get a larger discount using special as the discount coupon code. So Casper's looking at this. He says the uranium stock is on the verge of a significant breakout compared to the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. Subscribers will receive updates soon, and he's got a downtrend line. And what we look for in technical analysis is we look for a resistance level. The resistance level is this resistance level that hits multiple times, one here, one here, and then we hit it again and just pull back just underneath it. One thing you want to look at is you want to look at your lows. There's a low here. To 2020 pushed us slightly below it, and then we are coming up with higher lows as we squeeze into that resistance. Eventually, when you break through that resistance, generally you get a massive run where the stock breaks out, the resistance ceases to exist, and you run into open air, so to speak. There's no more resistance. So, as technicians, we look for these breakout points against these resistance levels. So, I'm going to run through what I see in the uranium sector not against the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, but against the futures pricing, just to see what it looks like. I'm not going to share the companies' names for the sake of people on the website and our investments. But so when we look at this, and I can put on logarithmic and kind of blow this thing up, this looks absolutely fantastic. So if I were to grab some, and play with this, you've got a downtrend that's been broken. So that's a broken downtrend. You've got a double bottom. So it's the company versus the uranium futures price. You get a breakout from stage one. This is stage four. This is a stage four decline. We go to stage one, we break out. This is now into stage two. And then you generally get a squeeze into like a corner here. This is your ideal entry point for technical analysis charting books. And we've broken to the upside of that. Now, a lot of people are very frustrated. They're annoyed. They're like, well, I had to sit in this and it hasn't gone up yet. Guys, uranium is stretched. It's stretched in the time axis. Um, there's a rhythm to these things, and the rhythm for uranium is really long. It's real slow. It's like a sloth. The rhythm in crypto, if you look at the charts in crypto, they're like all squeezed up real fast, and it's going at like hyper speed. But uranium here, if you were to look, I would say that this is an excellent, excellent area to be looking for actual entry points, even in uranium now. And with that recent news that we got and the recent movement this past Friday and past week, things are really changing and looking pretty dang good. This to me looks like we could see a big move in this particular stock. Here's some other ones. I'll get off logarithmic here. Here's another one. This looks good. It's working its way on up against the physical uranium or against the uranium futures price. Here's another one. We have a bullish engulfing, and what does this look like here? Guys, I mean, look at this. Is that bullish? Yeah, this is jacked bullish. We are about to break on uranium here any second. And I'm trying to tell you guys this before it occurs to help everyone out that's on the YouTube channel. If you want to know what these companies are, I can share these things with everyone on the website and I can go through them. I'm already in them. And they look good. This is another junior kind of a exploration junior company. You get a big buying pressure move, small selling pressure here, and then guess what goes down into a bullish engulfing on the monthly candlestick. This is bullish, guys. Bullish, 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 bullish. Here's another one. Squeezing on down. It's come all the way down. We're starting to get some bullish candlesticks in the corner here. And if we could start to turn, now these are some of the junior guys that we could maybe work our way on up. Here's another one. Guess what this one is? Double bottom. You are correct. And you can get it right at the bottom of the double bottom. Now, this is going to take time. It's not going to be quick. Remember, the cycle in uranium is a little bit longer than some of these other ones. There's another one. Does that look bullish or bearish? It looks insanely bullish. Insanely bullish. And you can even look and do a squeeze here that we've broken out on this particular stock against the uranium futures pricing already. This looks incredibly bullish to go higher. I would be a buyer in this particular stock. Here's another one. We're just starting to break out, guys. So I know everyone looks at the news, they get all worried and they look at news and they look at the potential price movements. Guys, this is on its way. Now is the time to get in my opinion. And I think we could see uranium start to work its way on up. With the recent development that we've gotten over the past couple of weeks, this looks really good to break to the upside. It looks very, very strong. And again, I can share all these. They're all on the website. I own these things. I can even do a post in, specifically these companies that I'm going over. Now check this out too. We've got confluence also with the oil companies, which is good. This is an oil company priced against oil. Big falling wedge. This is where I purchased it, was down in that circle at the bottom of the wedge. I bought some as we go up, and we've got a continuation pattern here that is forming that will eventually, I think, break to the upside. There's some more. Big squeeze. Squeeze, 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 and we are about to rip. This is oil. It's an oil equity divided by oil itself. And these are the opportunities that I go over on the website and that we purchase and try to get them as best as we can towards these bottoms there. Here is another company. Look at the squeeze on this thing. This thing's ready to blow. Ready to blow. Look at this. Look at the expansion of this. Just the size of this expansion here against oil itself. And then the squeeze as we come on down here. Looks insane to me. Another one here. Double bottom breaking out into that thing, and we're squeezing into a falling wedge. Interesting, isn't it? Here's another one. Big double bottom, and then we're coming back and doing a retest, which is a buy point, in my opinion. Here's some more. These are some energy service companies that I follow, and it's a big double bottom. And again, I was purchasing in this area here, in this particular company, and we're going to work our way on up for a big move. This is stage one, and we'll get into stage two here. And this is a ratio. Again, this is the ratio against crude oil. Here's another one. Look at the expansiveness here. If I were to put a potential price range from where we are today to where it is, what this means is that if crude oil goes up, this particular company, if we were to go back to its peak, would outperform by 3.3x the price of oil. So if oil doubles, triples, quadruples, this would do 3x, 3.3x that, given history. Here's another one. Look at that. Coming off its bottom here, we at the website, we were buying it here. Now we're starting to come on up. This is against natural gas. It's a natural gas company that's ready to really rip. Here's another natural gas company. Look at this thing. Very similar to a Livermore accumulation cylinder going on here. Very, very similar, and that's against nat gas. Here's another crude oil energy service play that is at a double bottom, and we're at the bottom of the double bottom here. So this is how you pick bottoms as best you can. against the crude oil price. So those are some that we go over on the channel there. I can share those on the website. I'll make a separate post. You guys can see those. And yeah, they're looking pretty dang good. Coming back down, how much money would you need in your brokerage account to feel comfortable quitting your job? Well, mine's more about stacking ounces outside of the system. That's kind of where I felt comfortable. Um, for me, my threshold for the ounces outside of the system was quite high for silver. I did hit my goal, and then I had a platinum goal. I hit my goal in platinum, and then gold. Yeah, gold's fine. My holdings there. My original goal, I would say it was, some years ago, was $100,000 in my brokerage account, which was a taxable account, not including my retirement funds. So my first goal was 100,000. I've hit that a long time ago, and now my goal is to make $1 million in the brokerage only account that is taxable, and I'm very close. I'm getting closer to that value. I have a feeling that I'm going to blow right through it and go many multiples above that. Is what my feeling is. So I used to ask these questions back in the day. How much money would you need in your brokerage account to feel comfortable quitting your job? Now I don't really worry about it. I don't know. I think once you hit some of your kind of your threshold goals, you need to flip your mindset. You need to flip your mindset like, you know what? I think I've got enough and I'm going to keep making it. I'm going to keep doing the strategies that I'm going to deploy, but I don't feel like I need to make any more, money. I don't feel like I'm still climbing uphill. I feel like I've crested over the mountain and I'm on the downhill lap, on the back of the mountain. So I mean that threshold is different for everyone. I want to make everyone certain I'm not in the game of accumulating crap. So I'm not sitting here trying to compare my status or my level or my status or level in the hierarchy. I'm not comparing that to anyone. I just don't care. I never got that genetic, I guess. There are things that I want that I could potentially purchase, but they're all things that would maximize my life for having fun. I like cars, but a great car to me is like an RX-8 with a swapped engine in it. Like that is because it's got the power, it's got the chassis, and it's fun, and it's cheap to do that. I don't need a Ferrari or a Porsche or any of that stuff. And I understand when people make enough money, like let's say I had hundreds of millions of dollars, would my viewpoint change? Because what are you going to do with that money anyway? Uh, I'm not sure. I think what I would do is try to maximize the happiness of other people when they're young, and I'd probably find more enjoyment out of that. So, buying experiences, for my kids, maybe buying them not a new car, but a used car for them to use in high school, so they have it. Um, stuff like that, or maybe people in my family, maybe they struggle to go to college, and I just pay their college, pay them through college, or stuff like that. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't really think about the how much money would I need in my brokerage account. I feel like I'm already past that. But for me, I think there's like three different stages if you guys want to know. The first stage is having enough money to cover all emergency expenses. That's the first stage. The second stage is having, I'd say, like 6 months to a year's worth of income saved, not just in like a savings account, but in investments and in savings. And then after that, I would say getting enough money where if something goes bad at your job, you can just be like, screw it, I'm out. And I would say that's probably a six-figure amount of some sort for most people. For some people, it's like 6 months and they think that's a ton of money. But for me, my thresholds, I guess, are higher. I would say it's probably a couple years worth of expenses at least. And then after that, once you get like you buy a house, you lock in your costs, and let's say those costs are pretty low, then you've got an idea of what your costs will be out in the future. And if your costs are pretty low, you can kind of sit there and say, well, I've got a pretty good cushion here. If you're getting dividends in and you don't, let's say your dividend income is pretty good. You built up your assets. Let's say you've got a couple $1 million or something like that, and your dividend income, I'd say in total, it's like a couple hundred, 150,000, 200,000, and it's increasing up and up and up. And you're kind of like, well, what are you going to do? Buy a nicer car? Like, who gives a crap? You're going to buy a little bit bigger house. Is that really going to change your life? The next stage after, I would say, an accumulation of $1 million or $2 million, it jumps up rapidly. Where, I mean, buying a slightly bigger house isn't really that much of a life improvement. Buying a slightly nicer car, who gives a crap about that? It's hard to make material changes in your lifestyle once you hit a certain point, but you can maximize the things in your life to to um, to make your life better, like getting a really nice bed and a really nice pillow. Like, do all that stuff. Wherever the value is in your life, like, just maximize it wherever you can. And you don't even need to spend that much money to do that. Go buy a really nice bed. Go buy a really nice pillow. Get incredibly good sleep. Go buy like really good windows if you've got crappy windows. Go get I don't know, stuff that can increase maybe the comfort of your house or whatever it is. Coming down, Warren Buffett has accumulated over 264 million shares and the stock is breaking out. Probably worth watching. No, 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 it's not worth watching. Time to get active and get in here and buy this corner. I already did that. And I just showed you earlier a whole bunch of setups in uranium and oil. And this is breaking on out. And I'm seeing the breakouts happen real time right now. So I think this looks good. I think it looks fantastic. The US dollar against major currencies in 2024, many currency pairs fell to unexpected lows amid a strong US dollar, including the euro. Look at this here, though. The Brazilian real down 21.6%, with the dollar up 7.1%. This is the reason that emerging markets are underperforming. It's the currency. So what's happening is people don't want the Brazilian real and they're sticking over in the dollar. That's also one of the reasons why so much money is flowing into US dollar denominated assets. It's because of this currency exchange rate and the problem with holding these currencies down here. I do think at some point this will change and the dollar will come off and not be as strong and these could appreciate over time. Are we there yet? I don't know if I would say that, but this is one of the reasons that we're seeing underperformance of certain assets. According to Oriental Ghost, China's on track of needing over 10,000 tons of silver by 2025. That's well over 40% of the current world annual mining supply. Where is this stuff going to come from? Like, this is ridiculous for industrial demand. 40% of world silver mining supply in 2025? If you bought Fartcoin a month ago, you outperformed the entire stock market since 1869. I don't know if this is true, but if it is, that is pretty crazy. And then people will say, well, that's what you got to do. You just got to buy. It's like, guys, you're really going to go into this like know nothing name of a coin. I mean, this is more of a resultant. It's a marker of where we're at in the cycle. And the marker of where we're at in the cycle is like it's like a hyperinflation or hyper liquidity bubble going on here. Now, here's the thing. What if we continue to just inflate, 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 inflate? I don't know. Maybe there's just going to be a float of money everywhere in the market. Eventually, what happens is money's going to rotate into the things that people want and need. The actual wealth, not things like Fartcoin, which is the end of a hyper bubble in the NASDAQ. What I think is going to occur is you're going to see oil prices rip. uranium, commodities, and then all the money's going to rotate into that eventually. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. U.S. heavy oil production is about 2% of its overall production. This is U.S. 98% light, medium oil. Thus, America relies heavily on the Canadian for imports of heavy crude, aka less than 20 API. Current imports are close to 3 million barrels a day, mainly imported via Enbridge mainline to Midwest Pad 2, where a lot of Canadian owned refining is taking place. With this in mind, I wish the new US administration much success in taxing Canada with new tariffs. In my humble opinion, it's not going to happen. We are a valuable partner and we know it. Let's win together. And this is US heavy oil imports by country. You can see Canada is way up there. That's where we get our heavy oil. We don't produce heavy oil. We do refine it, and we need this oil. If you were to put tariffs on this, it just means Americans are going to pay more for their energy, which is inflation. Investment wisdom, we derive no comfort because important people, vocal people, or great numbers of people agree with us. Nor do we derive comfort if they don't. A public opinion poll is no substitute for thought. So you can't take a consensus. It's not a substitute for thought. North Star, if you were to use dollars, houses in the US are around 1,000% higher than they were in 1975. If you use gold coins, houses in the US are 25% cheaper than they were in 1975. Now, do you understand the role of gold and why it will always win? Well, I don't know if it'll always win. You have these cycles that go up and down. And during the cycle that we are currently in, where things are going to get repriced, gold's going to get repriced against other assets, then yes, gold's going to go up. During other market conditions, like when interest rates fall, you could see houses start to outperform. And I'm not saying that home prices go up under a declining interest rate environment. What I'm saying is that when financial assets outperform gold, money flows move away from gold and into financial assets, which houses start to price a little bit higher against gold. It's just the cycle. Lynn Alden says a lot of individual facts that the bears were saying in 23 and 24 were correct, but those facts were dwarfed by fiscal dominance. Says there's 1.5 trillion in troubled commercial real estate loans. Bro, that's only 9 months of deficits as the fiscal train moves on. Team Talib says finance has 3 simple rules: maintain a clear mind, figure out asymmetries, never talk to idiots. And here's arguably the 2 most washed. Oh, that we've done that last time. So we're going to end it there. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Special. That's the coupon code that you can use if you want to sign up. And that's all I've got for today, guys. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.